What's up, guys? It's Tyler from House of Cards TCG, bringing you a live duel. This is post-ban list, and we're going to have Shane on Kashtira with Unicorn at 2, no Mind Hacker. This is an updated profile. It's actually pretty spicy. He's playing this Arsenal Falcon Raiders Wing combo. It's pretty crazy. And then I also have my YCS Philadelphia Dragon Stardust Synchron that everybody's been talking about and everything else. You actually get to see the Stardust Synchron in play in Dragonlink utilizing Seal. It's actually kind of crazy, so definitely enjoy it. And as always, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're over 3,000 on the road to 4,000 subscribers now, which I think is incredible. So please make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And I will link the deck profile to my Dragonlink right here, so you can go ahead and check that out. If you want to see the profile from Philly, I haven't really made any updates since the YCS, so I did take out Gamma. Obviously, that's a big one. I'm not really sure how Dragons are going to fare this format if everybody's kind of running Bystials. So, still trying to figure that out. But this live duel is pretty cool. Stay tuned. Watch the end. You get to see Shane combo with some Raider Wing stuff. And it's really good. And you get to see me have a huge misplay, which actually didn't end up mattering. But it's kind of funny, actually, considering I played 12 rounds with this deck. So, with all that being said, this is Kashtira versus my Philadelphia YCS Bystial Control Stardust Synchron Dragonlink deck. So I hope you enjoy.
House of Cards.
TCG.
Alright, and we are going to get started here. We have Shane on the left. He is playing the updated Kashtira list, post-ban list. And then I have myself on the right. And this is a rematch, of course, because I took 3 losses in the YCS with this deck list. And I was all 3 to cash, so we're going to be able to play cash now, not full powered, so we actually get to compete here. So let's see what we're able to do. I'm swapping out Excel. I haven't updated the list really, so I didn't know if Excel was still going to be in the deck or not, so I just put in Underworld Goddess just to have it. I don't know if that's going to be the change that I make or not. I haven't updated it, but anyway, we're going to see me roll an 8 and Shane roll a 4, so we're going to be able to go first. This is my Stardust Synchron build that was at the YCS in Philly. Again, only losses came to cash, so I'm excited to see if this deck list can compete with cash now be in check just a little bit. So we're setting up the Neuron on our phone. In Shane's hand, we can see that he's on the kind of new Kashtira version. He unfortunately has a horrible hand. He's got prep and the preparations and the other Big Bang in his hand. So let's see how we're going to go ahead and start off here. And we are going to start with a normal summon of a Seyfried. This is the best normal summon in the deck. I love Seyfried. Even be able to search Seyfried out at end phase. We're going to activate the effect of Seyfried tributing itself as cost, and that should grab us our Black Dragon. We are trying to figure out where to put up our life points, and it just seems like right in the middle of the table is a good spot for it. So we're going to go ahead and resolve our Seyfried now. And it's interesting to see where Dragons actually are going to be able to stand, because Chaos Space getting Ash now with no fears might change the deck just a little bit. I think that now that Gamma's gone, you could just Ash Chaos Space right from the jump. That's a -2 out of your hand, and that hurts a lot. So I'm not sure what the future of Dragons is going to be, but I know Assault Synchron is coming out, and I know that's a pretty big card to add to the deck list. So we are going to go ahead and see the link off for the Striker Dragon. I don't play Boot Sector, I don't play Rocket, so there's no Striker Dragon effect here. So we're just going to use the effect of Black Dragon to search white, and we're going to summon it, and that should bring out our Romulus. Now we are going to play Dragon's Ravine, because Ravine is a broken card in this deck. So we're going to go ahead and activate the effect of the Romulus. I'm sorry for the glare. I thought we had this fixed, but I guess not. And we're going to go ahead and grab a Dragon's Ravine. Dragon's Ravine is then going to go ahead and activate. We probably pitch our Stardust Synchron. The best Ravine discard in the deck is Stardust Synchron. So we do go ahead and discard Stardust Synchron and send the Lubellion down, meaning that we probably have another Bystial in our hand. So let's see what we decide to do here. We're going to go ahead and activate the Magma effect, and we are going to go ahead and banish the White Dragon from our graveyard. Special Magma, then use Magma's effect. I think that we went this way, but we don't want to do that quite yet, so we are not going to use the Lubellion here. We're going to take a second. We can set up Beast Regain, and I think that's the play that we're thinking here. Again, I was still thinking about doing it, but nope, we're not going to do that. We are going to go for the Seal Stardust Synchron line, which I know is the favorite that everybody wants to see, so you finally get to see it. So we're going to go Seal here. Now we activate the Stardust Synchron in the graveyard. That's going to tribute the seal for cost, mind you. That's going to special summon itself out, and then we're going to get seal effect since it was tributed to special summon a dragon from the deck, and we're going to go ahead and bring out our Soronir. Now we're going to be able to synchro these off because we are synchro locked for a Despotter. We're going to get the Soronir effect, and that should go ahead and send off the Regained to the graveyard, and this is a great way to set up your Beast and Regain plays if you're able to do it. So we do send the Regained, and then we're going to go ahead and use the Despotter, I would imagine. Oh, we're going to take some time. We got to think about this. And seems to be a big think here. I just realized that I forgot to speed this up, and I need to go ahead and speed up for the next duel. But we are doing a big thing here. And we are going to go ahead and see the Baldrake come down. So we're going to go ahead and activate Baldrake, banishing what I would imagine is probably the seal that was tributed. We're going to banish Striker Dragon. Okay. I typically like to save Striker Dragon in the grave. I probably would have banished Seal off that instead because I like to shuffle the Striker back when I banish it with the Regain. And then Despotter is going to go ahead and special back the Stardust Synchron. And that's how we're going to make a Barome. And now we can go ahead and tribute the Bystial Despotter to special back out our Lubellion. Lubellion effect is then going to go ahead and activate. That will bring out a branded Beast. And then at the end phase now, what we could do is we can go ahead, Beast can activate the Regain from the graveyard. And then we could go ahead and Magma search out our Druisworm. Now, this does not look like a lot. It looks like we have Barone plus Beast Regain. But what you realize is, we have Druisworm, which can special itself out. That allows us to get another draw when we banish a card. Regained off Regain. And then we can go ahead and Regain special back the Bystial Despotter, which is providing another interruption. We have Beast, which can send the Druisworm to pop a card. Then Druisworm can send another card on top of the Baron Omni Negate. So this is actually a really good end board. And looking at Shane's hand with Field Spell and unfortunately opening up both of the traps, that is just unfortunate. He is going to go ahead and start by activating the Field Spell. Now, here, let's see. I am going to let that resolve, which is good because he does have another Field Spell. So if Barone were to negate the activation, then he could go ahead and activate another Field Spell, and that would have burned that waste. So he's going to go ahead and grab himself the Unicorn. And then I would imagine that when the Unicorn comes down, we are going to go ahead and activate the Regained, and that's going to go ahead and bring us back our Despotter. Yeah, so we are going to go ahead and activate Regained. Regained will bring back our Despotter because it is a Bystial. And now he can go ahead and activate the Unicorn effect, and let's see what we have here. We do have a Veiler in our hands, so Veiler is going to come down, and that is going to go ahead and negate the Unicorn. Let's see what the next line is that Shane decides to go with. So he is going to go with the Tearlaments. And not Tearlaments. Hold on one second. So what I meant to say was the Rise Heart. So what this does is we're going to activate the Bystial Despotter. Even though that activates in hand, you can go ahead and chain the Bystial Despotter. And we're going to shuffle a card from our banish pile, and what that does is it actually pops it. So it does not matter if it activates in hand. As long as you can go ahead and shuffle one card from your banish pile, you can go ahead, since it activates in hand, you can go ahead and Despotter, shuffle one back, and that will go ahead and destroy it, and it won't actually get summoned. So that is really good for us. He does have double talents though, and I was holding the Barone to negate something like a talents, so this was an easy shotgun call for me just to negate with Barone. Easy, but I just found out today that talents is activate once per turn, so he is going to go ahead and activate talents, and he does use the effect to take here. Now, he's already gone through Unicorn effect, and so this was a big thing for me here. And the reason why is because he were to take my Barone, and then he could go ahead and pop one of my back rows. Beast and Regain are actually insane, and so it was very important for me to be able to save the Beast and save the Regain because I have infinite follow-up with those cards. And so in thinking about this, my plan here was to actually go ahead and let's see what I remember to do here. So I know we're gonna go Beast, tribute the Lubellion. No, we actually don't. So I remember now. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to let this resolve. And then when we let this resolve on the resolution of it, since we've already used the Baron negate, we're going to go ahead and activate Beast to go ahead and pop the Barone that he's about to take. And that was a way to play around him activating the Barone to then pop Beast and pop Regained. So that was the reason for the long think here that I meant to actually speed this video up, but that was the reason for the long think here, was because I wanted to play around Barone popping either Beast or Regain, and I know that's what Shane was going to go for here. So again, since I've used the Barone negate on the resolution before he's able to activate the effect to pop, I go ahead and activate the effect of Beast. Beast then is going to go ahead and send the Lubellion, and that's going to go ahead and pop my own Barone, because, again, I valued the Beast and the Regain in the back row more than I did that Baron. And I already used the negate anyway, and I still have Dispotter set up, so. So it looks like Shane's left with Big Bang and the preparations. It's unfortunate, and he is going to go ahead and scoop it up, and we are going to go ahead and move on to game number 2. Now, I will say game number 2, there was some interactions that we had to take back, but we got it all resolved, so game 2 is really good. You get to see Kashtira combo off a little bit and see what the new Kashtira build looks like. So I may just leave it at this speed so that we can go ahead and look over that and see how that resolves. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and dive into game number 2, which is Kashtira versus Dragonlink. Alright, I did go ahead and speed it up just a little bit, just to make it a little bit faster so the video could be a little shorter for you guys. But let's go ahead and dive on into our game number 2. And obviously we have Shane on the left with Kashtira, myself on the right with Dragonlink going second. So this is the updated version. Shane said that there's some spice in there, so I can't wait to see what he does here. And in his hand, Double Birth. He loves opening up one of those traps, so he looks like he has the preparations as it appears. And then he has Field Spell with Set Rotation. Set Rotation being in there to obviously turn off cards like Imperm and Lightning Storm. Actually, not Lightning Storm, because Lightning Storm is only face up. But turning off cards like Imperm is actually pretty huge when everybody's going to be on Imperm. So he is going to go ahead and start with the Imperm, or the Set Rotation. I did warn him to be very careful with this card, because if you give somebody a card and they actually play a Scareclaw monster or a Visas, then they can go ahead and search it, and it's actually insane here. So he is going to go ahead and do that, and then he's going to flip his Field Spell. His Field Spell is going to go ahead and access him the Unicorn, I do imagine. So we are going to go ahead and see him grabbing the Unicorn. After looking at his hand, I would imagine that's the correct call here. And I don't think that I had any hand traps, but I did have some Bystials in hand. So it's actually kind of funny in this matchup. I walk away because I'm actually sleeving a new deck that I'm about to be testing for you guys. And if you really want to know what it is, it's actually Blackwings. I think that that deck might be crazy, so I'm working on a Blackwing. So I wasn't expecting a light or a dark to hit the graveyard, and so I walked away. And then you're going to see why we take this play back a little bit, because we wanted to test properly. And obviously playing against Bystials is pretty important here, so I was not expecting that in the Kashtira deck to have a light or dark in the graveyard. So the Unicorn's going to go ahead and grab Theosis. Theosis is then going to go ahead and activate. That brings down Fenrir. Fenrir is then going to go ahead and search out the Rise Heart. Then we do the Rise Heart effect, and then I'm just going to adjust the camera right now because it was all messed up. So, you know, gotta love live duels, right? Don't worry, guys. Just blink a little bit and shake that off. Okay, back to the game here. So up in the top here, we do see the Shangri-La. I do believe is the Shangri-La up in the top. Again, I apologize for the glare. That is a Shangri-La up top. And then that goes ahead and banishes the Big Bang. Would imagine for the Rise Heart. He is going to go ahead and lock a zone, so he does lock the middle zone. And this is when you're going to get into some of the new combos that involve the Kashtira players. So he's going to go ahead and detach the Fenrir, and that's going to go ahead and special it back. The Big Bang, obviously. And then you take the Fenrir and you take the Rise Heart. That's going to go ahead and overlay for the Arsenal Falcon. Arsenal Falcon will then go ahead and activate. And here I am, look at me, grabbing my Clear New World in my Blackwing deck. And that's going to go ahead and Arsenal Falcon will then go ahead and special out this card. I think is the, I forget the name of the card, but it's one of the Raiders Wings cards. And that's going to go ahead and Foolish the Raiders Wing. Again, I'm not even paying attention here, not even looking, because I would have banished the Raiders Wing when it was supposed to be summoned back. So he detaches a material from the Arsenal Falcon to special back the Raiders Wing. And then he goes ahead and detaches the Fenrir here. And then you take the Shangri-La and the Arsenal Falcon. and then you go ahead and overlay those for a Utopic Future that goes into a Utopic Draco. And then this is the moment when I realized that there was actually a dark in the graveyard that I could have activated an effect. And so I talked to him and I said, hey, do you want to take this back? Do you want to play fairly? And do you want to go ahead and allow me to activate my effects? And he says, sure, why not? Because he's such a nice guy. So here, that's kind of like the debate that we're having. He's like, all right, well then let me take back my play a little bit. And he yells at me a little bit for sleeving a new deck while I'm trying to play. And I said, yeah, you're right. I'm not going to disagree with you here. So we're going to go ahead and rewind a little bit. This is before the Utopic Future comes out. And that's when Shangri-La is up in the extra monster zone. Shangri-La still has, but you guys got a little glimpse of what Kashtira is going to be doing now, so that's pretty cool. And so we have Shangri-La up there, and then he has Arsenal Falcon come down, and then you do the Arsenal Falcon effect, and then that goes ahead and specials back one of the raiders. I forget the name of it though, and I wish I could remember it. So, and I wish that we didn't have that glare. I thought I checked it all, but I guess I did not check it well enough because the glare is still there. Unfortunate. So back to this point, which is right here, that goes ahead and activates the effect. Now he's trying to decide if he wants to go ahead and go for the Utopic Future and play around the Bystials, which is fair. I mean, he would have activated the effect, but, you know, then here I'm like, you know what, man, you do what you gotta do, but you probably should just still play the same way that you were going to play. So he does go for the Utopic Future, which is fine. And just playing around Bystials. Now he does activate the effect on the field to Foolish Burial one of the Raider's Wing. And then I'm going to go ahead and Druid's Worm, target the Raider's Wing. Oh, we're asking about the effect, which effect the special summon back. So I'm going to chain to the effect to special back. So he is going to go ahead and activate Birth. Birth effect is then going to go ahead and activate. So he's really just like playing around my Bystials now. Not even testing. Just trying to flex on camera, knowing that I have Bystials in my hand. You see how he does me sometimes? But you know what? I don't think it's going to matter anyway. So he does go for an Arise Heart play here. So we've got Arise Heart, Utopic Future. And now he's going to go for the Raider's Wing effect to special summon himself back. I think he's thinking on his plays real quick. Yep, so he foolishes the Raider's Wing, and then I tell him, well, now you have a Rise Heart up, so then it would have been banished. So then we just go back again, because that's what happens when you're testing. And so since we go back, we're going to go to this spot, which is Utopic Future with the Raider, and this is where the Raider's going to go ahead and foolish the Raider's Wing. Okay, now we're here. We're caught up. Now, fresh start to the game here. I'm going to go ahead and use the effect. We're going to go ahead and Druid's target the Raider's Wing. He is going to go ahead and negate that with the Utopic Future. And then we're going to go ahead and chain the Bystial Soronir to go ahead and banish that Raider's Wing out of the graveyard. That will bring out the Soronir. Druid's Swarm actually stays in hand, which is what we were looking at. Shane's aggressively chewing his gum. And then we're going to go ahead and continue play. So here we're going to go ahead and Birth effect. Birth's then going to go ahead and bring out the Unicorn that appears. We're going to go ahead and overlay with the Unicorn into an Arise Heart because we did activate Shangri-La earlier. And then we're going to go ahead and set what appears to be preparations, which I forgot what preparations does. It's been a while since I've seen this card. I forgot that his specials from banished. I thought it was graveyard and banished. No, it's just banished. So I do make a misplay coming up, but that's okay because we're still going to play around it. All right, he's going to go ahead and pass turn to me. We're going to go ahead and draw. And now we have a Utopic Draco with the Arise Heart and the preparations and Birth to play around. We're going to go ahead and Radiant over the Arise Heart. That's going to go ahead and deal with one of our interruptions here. And then this is where I misplayed, because I do activate, I think I top decked the Bystial. No, I still have the Druid's Worm in hand. So we're going to go ahead and Druid's Worm, banish the Arise Heart. Again, I forgot all about preparations being able to special back. And then we're going to go ahead and do a Chaos Space play, pitching the Red Eyes Darkness Metal. Shane could have brought the Arise Heart back before I activate Chaos Space, knowing that I play Chaos Space, but maybe he thought that I sided it out going into the Kashtira matchup. So we're going to go ahead and activate Chaos Space. This is going to search us a light. Our targets are probably going to be White Dragon or Lubellion. Let's see which one I decide to go with. White Dragon being really good right now because it's an easy Chaos Angel. And we do go with the White Dragon. So Chaos Angel doesn't require a tuner, so you can do White Dragon plus one of your Bystials, and you can actually get these Soraneer set or Druisworm send as well. But he is going to go ahead and activate Preparations. Preparations will then go ahead and bring out the Arise Heart. Again, it's been a long time since I've seen this card, so I definitely misplayed by banishing the Arise Heart, but it's been at least 2 months since people actually played Ogre in Preparations, I would say. So we are going to go ahead and banish out the Red Eyes Darkness Metal. That's going to go ahead and special out our White Dragon. And then that's going to go ahead and activate the effect of Arise Heart to attach. And he is going to go ahead and attach the Big Bang. Now what we do here is, let's see, we are Talents going to take. So Talents take here, actually insane, because we can go ahead and take the Utopic Draco. And then in my mind from here on out, I'm actually having to play around Nib, because I think that he has Nib in his hand. And so I want to save the Utopic Draco actually as a negate against Nib. So he is going to go ahead and activate the Arise Heart effect. So I do have to out the Arise Heart before he gets 3 materials, and then he's able to just go ahead and banish something. So it's pretty important for me right now to just go ahead and find something that I can get rid of the Arise Heart with, because I want to save that Utopic Draco for specifically a Nib that could be in hand. So we are going to go ahead and go Druisworm and the White Dragon into the Chaos Angel, because that is just such a broken card. I made Chaos Angel so much at the YCS in Philly. And I think the most important thing with Chaos Angel that you have to do is, if you normal summon something or you special it, make sure you ask your opponent like anything here on resolution, and they'll say no. Then you just straight go into the synchro summon of Chaos Angel, because then they can't take it back. Because I did have somebody say, oh wait, I did have something. I'm like, I'm sorry, I've already asked you. You have to know that I play Chaos Angel. But we actually go with the Despotter. Makes actually complete sense, because now when they activate the Arise Heart effect to go ahead and attach, we can go ahead and Despotter and pop it and get rid of the Arise Heart altogether. Actually, insanely smart play by me right there. Didn't even think about going Despotter over commenting right now, but we are going to go ahead and activate the Despotter to bring back the Druisworm. And then from here, I think there's a lot of plays right now, because we can make the Druisworm now active by being able to send it to the graveyard and being able to send, say, the Radiant, and then being able to go for game here. So let's see what we decide to do. Oh, I need to think about something real quick. Hold on 1 second. So I have to apologize to Shane, because that was illegal, because White Dragon is not a tuner. So Despotter is actually made illegally. That should have been a Chaos Angel. So then it should be Chaos Angel, go ahead and banish the Radiant, and then that gets rid of the Radiant, and then you have Chaos Angel, Utopic Draco. And there's still a lot of plays that you could do. Like, for example, if you have Dark can special back the Arise Heart, it was still game regardless. It doesn't matter. It still was game either way, but obviously Despotter can't be made there. This should have been Chaos Angel, so that's my fault. I don't even know how that happened. It's actually kind of hilarious, but Shane is going to go ahead and scoop here. It was game either way with Chaos Angel. It was still game, but yeah, you can't make Despotter like that, guys. So I apologize for the misplay. I wasn't even thinking about that, and it's kind of embarrassing. I'm not going to lie. But this has been Tyler with House of Cards TCG. I hope you enjoyed this live dose. You can see my YCS Bystial Control Synchro Dragonlink deck in action, and I hope this helps you pilot this deck next format. And as always, please make sure to subscribe. This has been Tyler with House of Cards TCG, signing out.